Okay. So, and I am going into, oops. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Um, okay, yeah, so what what are some examples of things that you've done in here?
I would look for payments, because I've been asked this before, especially during, like, if we've been being audited, what was this charge? I'm looking for a receipt for this specific amount on this date. I would click, say, they were looking for payment of $500 on April 22nd. Can you download that receipt or send me that receipt?
I see.
If there was a certain date range that they were looking for, I would use that last 3 months. I would click on that and either put in the custom date that I'd be looking for, or any of these different date ranges, depending on the specific request that they asked for.
I see.
But I think if you're going to use relevancy here as a basis, then I think billing, everything billing, dealing with spend, budget, funding sources, should all come under billing, right? So why do I have to go to campaigns to have to set limits to the spending, to the funding? You know, I have to go in, I click on the ad, I have to say, okay, now this, you know, I love to be able to just go right to billing and say, okay, I'm going to set $100 budget, and when it hits that $100 or $200 or whatever, so he hits the $100 in 3 days. So bam, I get an alert. I go back, and then it lets me reset that amount to whatever I want. So now it's a zero balance, and then now I can say to the client, okay, we just went through, you know, $200. We had this result. We got no results, or whatever the results were. Then he can say, okay, you know, because I think what happens is people get blindsided. You know, and some of the clients that I use, they only have maybe a couple $1,000s on their debit cards to manage their ad spend, and we're trying to maximize it. And I've just learned, you know, doing this for so many years, that clients will shy away from using AdWords just to have somebody manage their account, unless, you know, they're like bigger companies. But the smaller business owners have to be real in control of that spend, and they have to have a way to be able to control it. And a lot of times they won't use AdWords just because they fear it. They just don't understand it, and they fear it. So the agencies try to go in and they try and give them a sense of, okay, you know, we can set a limit. So I think that's just understanding, you know, billing should control everything that's funding that ad account, that campaign.
So say you had a alternative form of payment ready for this account, where would you go if you wanted to reactivate the ads here?
So then we would go to, let's see, I think right here, into billing settings, and then we would just determine if either of these two are no longer valid, then we would need to add a new payment method.
Okay, so you would click that add a new payment method. Okay, and so I see here that, yeah, that looks like there were two forms of payment that had been added. Looks like both are both have issues. Do you generally have both a primary and a backup form of payment in accounts, or does it vary?
It does vary. This one was a case where one was, apparently he was using this client was using one card initially for everything, and then decided to add a different card that would just do AdWords, and a different card that would just do the other ad platform, and just keep them separate, I think is how he decided to do it.
Okay. If you did have a card to add, you said you would click that add a new payment method. So go ahead and click that. And let's pretend like it was a credit card. So we'll pretend like you had added in that information, the number, etc. What would you be likely to do? Yeah.
And then, just complete this, complete that, and then set this payment method as usually as the primary.
Okay. So you would add that new payment method and make sure that was set to be the primary method of payment?
Correct.
Okay. Have you ever had to update anything in the billing profile? Have you ever been in that tab?
It'd be our mailing address, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
which this will change once our credit card changes. We've moved,
Mm-hmm.
so the business address will change, but not until
Mm-hmm.
that billing address changes with
Okay.
our card.
Mm-hmm.